Oh my goodness, good morning. Hello, how is everybody? We are back. We are here. We are good to go. I really didn't plan on doing anything this morning. Hey Tassanex, how's it going? Ooh, I just messed with my monitor. We'll get that fixed up. I really didn't plan on doing anything this morning, and somebody reminded me that I have a ton of reviews just kind of piling up. I figured, what the hell, my wife is away, I have nothing to do this morning, so let's get it done. We've been doing sponsored stuff all week, and the only reason I bring that up is I see a bunch of people who have been helping me out with that in the stream chat, and thank you. We're still going, but we're not going to talk about it right now because this is Star Wars. This is the stuff that we like doing. There's nothing... My car's... Yeah, I should be getting those soon. My car is like 9 years. It's 2017, so 8 years old at this point. There's really nothing going on in game. There's a shitty galactic challenge that I got my 2 Omicrons and walked away from. Actually, I didn't even get my 2 Omicrons yet. I still need to do some of the stealth one to get my 2 and then walk away from. But it is a GAC waiting period. It is a TW waiting period, which, as I say that, I need to actually sign up for TW so that my TW officers don't hate me. Conquest is completely done. We've finished that up. So it's reviews all morning. Let's see what we can get through. Once I get this TW lock in. There we go. All right. So let's see. Well, now we can start it, Bakanawa. That's why we were waiting for you. I didn't want to do anything without you. I was like, hold on. We got to wait. We got to get this going. We got to get started. Tassanex, I think it's an inside joke. At least I hope it's an inside joke at this point, that every time I say fuck you to you, you understand that it's out of love, because every time I do it and new people hear it, they go, whoa, no, Tassanex is so cool. Like, he's awesome. And I'm like, no. I think that he realizes. I think he understands that it's out of love. All right, let's see what we got. We want Discord. We want our roster review channel. By the way, can I just nerd out for a second before I say anything about roster reviews? I am not somebody that's starstruck. I met David Prowess, my favorite UFC fighter. I met him on the streets right before he defended the title, Lyoto Machida. I very, very briefly walked past, said hi to Liam Neeson. I've been to martial arts conventions with like Billy Blanks, and who's really my mom's generation, but just really big names, and I don't give a shit. But something that happened last week, right on our Discord, is fucking Bit Dynasty is here. Right, and he's been here for a while. I can't check it with streamer mode on, but he has been here since like July, and he has added to our TV library, right? So that, I nerded the hell out when I saw that. I was like, holy shit, he's here, and I got a little bit excited. I was excited about that. Was he drinking his own pee? I get the reference. I don't know. It was Montreal. He might have been. I don't know if he drinks his own pee the night before a title fight. I don't know when he does that. Apparently it's good for you. I'll never try it. I don't know. But I met him, and I have a picture with him on this stupid little potato phone from before smartphones were as prevalent as they are now. Okay, so let's see what we got going on, huh? Nena has been waiting. Let's see how long. Since 8/9, so about a week. All right, as long as we understand that. Nena's been waiting for about a week. Let's get them going. Let's get them a review. Link to your JDG. I have that. Top 20. Same mix of Leviathan, Profundity, Executor, and everything in between. I still got my first place daily. Are you coordinating? Yes. All right, so this is I've seen this person's account before. I'm almost positive the name is very, very familiar. So I'm imagining probably something in the 9 to 11 million area. Right now I'm taking a detour from JMK to make room for the latest and greatest stuff needed in Star Wars Galaxy Hero. Listen, you can't call yourself a Machida fan if you don't know that that's part of his training regime. Greatest stuff. Oh, interesting. No malice. So maybe I'm going to say 7.5 to 8 then. R9 Quad Bay Trio, as I want to get 3 million minimum for the gift. Wow. Or maybe it's just a really tight account because only getting 3 million. We want to get 3 million for the guild. Jedi Knight Cal Kestis requirements. Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. Seer Malicos. BKM requirements. BKM team. Are you dead set? Pretty much, mostly just want your thoughts on if this is sound and a reasonable path. All right, so this is going to be a fairly fast one then, I guess. And since it's been about a week, who knows what progress has been made since then. How highly do you value efficiency versus fun farms? I value efficiency over fun now. I need to prep for a new and better guild after all to match my play style. Are there any favorite characters you want to prioritize? Not characters that I love per se nowadays, more so hate. I won't be farming SK or relicking Padme. Oh, and I'm not that convinced to do any GL farms at the moment except to see and maybe Leia. I'm confused. Did I read this wrong then? Let's see. Right now I'm taking it from JMK to make... Oh, JMK is for LV. Or Padme is for LV. 9.3 million. Oh, that's okay. I'm matching up names. I need to tell people to give me like their name on here so that when I'm talking to them and it's slightly different, I learn to recognize it right away. Here we go. Perfect. I gotta go on my phone. I apologize. I gotta go on to Twitch. I gotta get rid of this stupid bot. No, it's not your fault. It's just it's just one of those things where you maybe don't realize or think about it, but then I get confused and I'm like, wait a second. There we go. All right, so let's see. Okay, let's pull up this Discord, this GG. Let's see what we got. And then you said 9.3. So my original guess was right? Somewhere in that 9 to 11. Con Warlock, good morning. I see you around a lot in everybody's streams. Anytime I'm doing something with somebody, I'm like, oh, it's it. Arsenal KR, let's just check over. I want to check on one thing real fast. Okay. All right. Now, this, I don't want to say that this is something you should prioritize, but it's something I want you to just consider. And it really is based on how much you hate yourself. You don't need CT3 of Secrets and Shadows. It's not a priority. Your assault battles are so in check right now, it's not a concern. What I will tell you though is that I have seen this done. Fat Phil has done. He's done it multiple times. He sends me it. You can do this with what you have just by getting Mother Tals into G12. It's going to take a bunch of restarts. It's going to take remodding. It's going to be a pain in your ass. It's going to take time unless you get lucky. But it is possible for a very small cost. And I can't imagine at 9.3 that you are being hurt by core gear right now. So it may be something that's worth trying. Because the investment's not really going to cause you any issues. And I just wanted to bring that to your attention because I noticed you're at CT2 already. But it's just something very small to consider if you find yourself with some time on a day that Secrets and Shadows comes around. All right, so you are getting up there. It will be mentally scarring, and it will take a lot of remodding. And if you want me to get the targets for you, I will find them, because he sent me a screenshot, and I'll get what he used and the exact things, but I know that they were very good mods. So just something to consider for like a really, really, really short cost. And basically you were saying here, you're not really looking for a full-on roster review, which is fine. You're really looking for maybe a little bit of validation and understanding. So we're looking at our raid scores. We're doing 2.4. If you're doing these guys, you'll be able to get 3.6 with them. Doing all three to R9, okay, and that's a fairly easy one to do. And I was just talking to Belloc about this on Tales Off the Holotables. He was saying to me the R8 tier is not worth it because there's no bonus there, but the R9 tier is worth it. So, you know, bumping those up, that's 3.6. Your Darth Maul team, I validate a lot of people. Your Darth Maul team, if you do like Newt, Sidious, Darth Maul, I mean, you should be able to hit like 1.2 there. So all said and done, you're looking at between 4 to 5 million, even if we don't count like throwing anything else in there. I think it's safe to say that after you do that R9 team, you can stop, right? You don't have to do very much more. Especially, again, your guild needs 1 million, really, in participation. And I understand you said that you are looking to find a guild that is more up to speed with you. Yeah, your guild target might be 3 million, but your guild is doing a third of that. So you are already ahead of where you need to be. But again, I understand that you're looking for a guild that's more up to your speed, and I cannot stress to people how important that is. It's great to be friends with your guild mates. It's great to like want to do all these things, but the unfortunate reality really is that you are not going to be having fun playing the game if you're not in a guild that is, you know, at the same level that you want to play at. And I went through some doldrums in the game at different times that were largely because I wanted to advance myself. Don't go to Fortuna Favors the Bold. Don't do it. You don't want to do it. Those guys they'll make you like, oh shit, they don't actually make you do anything. They're very friendly though. Very friendly. I don't know if they're your level, what you're looking for, but I like them. I'm big fans. But I think you're set is the point. Like once you get those to R9, you're going to be pretty okay. You have Reva already. You have the team, so you're Reva ready. Yeah, so that's the thing. Back now, I'm gonna call you Nena because that's your character name and it's faster. But it is really important that your guild officers are setting the same example that they expect from you. And sometimes things come up for a week where they're really busy, and I'm really busy sometimes, or something is whatever. But if your guild is asking you to get 3 million. And the same people asking you to get that 3 million are not getting that 3 million, you have a problem. Right? That's just something to think about. When I ask people to do TV targets and I say, hey, I really need people to do shitty R9s, I'm going to be the first person in line to do a shitty R9. And in fact, I'm going to take the shittiest one. I'm going to take all right, once all the volunteers are done volunteering, give me what's left and I'll do it, right? Because as a leader, I need to lead by example. And if your guild is telling you to do a certain thing and they're not leading by example, it's not a guild that is going to take you to the places that you want your account to go. And that is a really... that is a really important thing to consider when finding a guild. And look, at all levels of the game, my guild is 580, Awakened Mandalorians. They're exactly the guild I need, and they're exactly the guild I want to be in, and they're exactly the guild that people I play with want to be in. But it's also not for everybody, because we don't TW try hard. I don't push people to 100% effort with the raid. I push them to about 75% effort to the raid. And I have a whole theory behind that. I don't want people to get burnt out. It's better to get 1.5 with a team than to struggle bus for 3 hours to get 1.8. That's not for everybody. Some people need, we all have to max and we all have to bump up. It's really important that you find a guild that is at the level that you want to play at, more than anything else. All right, let's see. You have Jedi Cal already? No. Right, because Saw is only G12. Okay, so you are fairly close to Zepho. And then what about BKM? Callum back. 12, we're getting close. Paz, right? Paz is getting close. So what you want to do right now is finish the trio. Jedi Knight Cal, Seer Malicos, BKM, Beck Team No Cam. Now, you posted this before the Cam Lightspeed bundle. Are you planning on buying the Cam Lightspeed bundle? Just out of curiosity. I don't think it's going to change anything. I'm just, I guess, more curious about it than anything else. Which, by the way, you guys who are able to buy that bundle, you lucked out. I was expecting them to sell that at like $50. Okay. So it was just really more of a curiosity than anything else, just because it's so topical right now. I don't hate your plan. Here's what I would do. So, you know what's funny, Nena? I was actually telling this story in Discord yesterday because we were doing our sponsored game and we weren't streaming it yesterday. We were just in Discord talking. And I was telling because everybody that I was talking to was like 18 to 21, so roughly about your age. And we were talking about being broke college students. And I was telling them the story of when I was in college in 2006. And I went to college about 4 hours from home. But college freshmen weren't allowed to have their cars on campus. So my mom had to drive me up to campus and she had to like drive me back. And it was Easter break. And my mom was like, fuck that. I'm not driving all the way up there for you to come home for 3 days. You're staying up there for those 3 days. Have fun. What we didn't realize was all of the meal halls were shut down for the weekend. Literally everybody was gone. My dorm area had a communal cooking space, but you needed to have your own pots, which I didn't have. So for literally those 3-4 days, I was drinking just water and eating raw ramen packets because I had no food except for my ramen. And there was no meal plan because we were required to be on a meal plan. So I definitely understand the struggle bus of being in that position as a college student. I would not trade it for the world to go back to that, but it is kind of a weirdly fond memory. We got 4 of them. Now, as a tailored thing, yeah, JP, man, I get it. Like, it just, you cut your losses, sunk cost fallacy, you go for it. I obviously, you know me, and you kind of already predicted this in saying this. Like, there are some GL teams that I would love for you to go for, but that's not really what we're going for. You're really asking about your current path, which is to finish the trio, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, work on Cal Kestis, do the Seer Malicos team, do the Bo-Katan Mandalore team, and then go for Beck. No, it's not. It's not something you want to experience. Though I will tell you this. If you, and this is a cool little life hack if you like ramen, what you do is you take a raw ramen packet and you just crush it up without opening it. Then you open it and you take the seasoning, you sprinkle it on, you close it up and you shake it up, and it tastes like chips. And you don't even need to use the seasoning packet. Sometimes I just throw, because I still do it sometimes, I just throw like chili powder on it. It's just nice plain chips because the ramen itself is not that bad. But anyway, I think the only thing that I think I would change here, knowing that you want to shift guilds and you want to be in a much higher guild, you can jump up considerably if you are both BKM and Jedi Knight Cal Kestis capable. Right? So if you are able to do both of those things for a guild, you will be able to find yourself in a considerably higher guild. Right now, your guild is 398. I love doing that. It's one of my favorite, like, little bring me back to my younger years hacks. Right now your guild is 398 based on your account. Based on your account, I think honestly just being Reva ready, you could probably get into a 450 guild. But if you're Jedi Knight Cal Kestis and BKM ready, I think you could bump yourself to like a 550 guild. Hands down, no questions asked, like easily. I think that Bo-Katan Mandalore is a more important farm because it's an easier battle, so getting to that 30 is better. However, you really are just in the gearing phase of Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, while you're still in the shard farming phase of Bo-Katan. So I would really prioritize those and cut out Seer Malicos, because that's a whole team you gotta, like, Seer you're gonna get to R7 anyway for Zepho, but you're gonna slow yourself down. I would be heavily prioritizing Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, then Beskar Mando. Then if you still want to do Seer Malicos, go for Seer Malicos. I do really think you could probably get yourself into like a 525 to 550 guild. Not every 550 guild is going to accept you. You know, there's going to be definitely guilds that are going to be like, ugh, they've only got 4 GL, like this is, but there are a lot of them, and I talk to people constantly on Discord. There was just a guy that I was talking to last night that was asking me about these very, very specific things. And he's trying to push for a much higher guild, and he's finding guilds in that level who are really just saying, hey, if you get those 2 farms done for us as a priority, we'll let you in. So I think that if you're on a stricter timeline, cut out Seer Malicos as a team right now. Do everything else. Then go back to Seer Malicos. And I think you said you had 250 Malicos shards. So you're looking at 20 a month, 70, 90, 4 months to get to Malicos, honestly. 4 months, honestly, you could probably be ready to start doing Seer Malicos in that time. With where you are right now with everything else. You know, when I look at recruiting, I look at GLs first because it is a metric for understanding an account. If I see somebody has 8 GLs and they're 10, 11 million, I can pretty reasonably assume they have most things. If an account with 5 GLs comes to me, I'm going to more heavily scrutinize everything else to see what they have and what they're missing and how it's going to hurt us. So that's kind of where the GL portion of it comes in, right, is understanding those dynamics. But I would really prioritize those 2 things. I think it'll bump you up so considerably, you know. And like at my level, we talked about this on stream I think last Sunday. At my level, I don't even look at mods anymore because I just make the assumption that if you are 10, 11 million, you should know how to mod your characters even if you don't have the most amazing mods. So it's just kind of like one of those things. You have any other, because that was very targeted, right? Like, I don't know. I think I answered the question that you're really kind of looking for, right? Is just rearrange the plan that you currently have just a little bit, and you could be in a new guild fairly soon. And once you're Zepho ready, I would actually say start reaching out to guilds and say, hey, I'd like to apply. You know, I don't have, BKM yet, but it is my priority right now. I should have her done in a month. You know, don't even wait and start shopping around. You could do it on our Discord. You could do it on, the event server Discord, and you just put up, this is what I have. This is what I'm working on. This is my timeline. This is what I'm looking for. Does that give you the information that you need, hopefully? I mean, Beck is a really great character. right? So look, you got Ani right here, and Ani or Oni. I would say Oni because of Mortal Kombat. I think you're a couple down, like 7. I'm hoping I will be able to get to you today too. Um, you've already got offers right here from people who are like, "Hey, we'll take you in right now," and he'll be pushing like 5 million. I don't. Beck is a great character, but Cam really kind of puts that team together a little bit more. So while you'll have Beck and you'll be able to throw together a team with him, I just don't think it's worth prioritizing building a team with him. In terms of should you trade that out, I still haven't really prioritized my Beck team, and I have all of those tools. My problem with Negotiator and Bad Patch is I hate that it brings you so dangerously close to Lord Vader, but you are someone that just does not want to get Padme, so you're like, hey, I'm going to do the hardest part of that farm. But it really does transform the Negotiator. So I would say that it is a higher priority than Keller and Beck. Hey, Beat, how's it going? Always a top supporter, and I appreciate it. I love the comments, man. I love, sometimes Reddit gets me down with some of the shitheads over there, so it's always nice when I get some, nice feedback, nice comments, and it is appreciated. Positivity goes a long way. And I'm not perfect by any means, but I do try to hone that and keep that as part of what I'm doing. Guys, I need to step out for just a minute. I noticed a call came in on my work line while we were doing this on my dojo line. So I just need to make sure that there's nothing important going on there that I need to take care of now. So just give me 2 minutes just to double check that, and I will be right back in a second. Friggin' spam lines, am I right? I apologize. I always have to make sure and see if there's new students coming in, and it's always spam. It's always conked with his car's extended warranty and whatever else. I'm doing all right, man. It's Friday. The summer's coming to a close, which kind of sucks. You know, I obviously now have to go back to work, and I have to train a whole district on how to do certain things soon. I've been enjoying being at home. I've been enjoying doing a little bit more of this stuff and communicating with people, but it's okay. That's, you know, that is life. We all have to do that stuff. All right, let's keep going. I kept saying Buhhda when I was referencing this person. I realized this morning that it's actually Buhhda. Like get me the Buhhda. But let's see what we got. And let's see what our time is. 41. 42. Hey, Wamba. You know what's funny? Why are you awake? It's like, what is it, 8? It's like 6 in the morning for you. What the fuck, man? My HQ is 16. What? Did you redeem an FU Bones and I didn't say it? I am the source. When you redeem fuck you Bones, I literally straight up say fuck you Bones. Like 100%. I stop everything and say fuck you Bones. No sound clips. I don't need no fucking sound clips. It's just fuck you Bones. So I'm at 16. Once I get to 17 and I hit my goal, I can start sending resources to everybody else. And I appreciate. All right, well, that's fair. We're gonna go. So we'll go with Buhhda then. We'll go with Buhhda. So let's do this. Let's see what we got. We're hitting those goals in that game, guys. We're doing it. It's helping out. We're hitting that PC fund, right? That's the important thing. Get Egnard's a PC that is capable of doing this stuff, so we can level up a little bit. But Buhhda's waiting. Buhhda's waiting. We got to get this going. Let's see. What do the top 20 of your fleet look like? Mainly executor with 1 or 2 profundity. So earlier account. Are you coordinating? No. That you should definitely be doing. Rebel round. These are. I'm thinking an account in like the 3 to 4.5 million or so. So these seem like they're pretty okay. CT2, but I bet we can maybe shore some of this up. What are you currently working on? Finishing GI for Riva mission, prepping for BKM, for Guild in April. Wow, that's a long timeline. Thinking of going for Lay at JMKA while I flesh out some teams. Are you dead set? None outside of the Guild farms. How highly do you value efficiency versus fun farms? Mainly efficient as long as I'm having fun. Are there any favorite characters you want to prioritize even though it's not smart? I'm seriously tempted by Ahsoka, but not going to whale for it. Just farm requirements as soon as they come out. All right. And Kong, listen, you better not spend any money to get those resources for that. I will be very mad at you. Tarkin, I like your name, Tarkin's Toes. Okay, what do we got? Tarkin's Toes. 6 million, so a little bit higher. Yeah, I want Meathead to give me some packs to give away. And I want to be like, hey, Meathead, it's my birthday in 2 weeks, man. Will you do this? But I also don't want to do that at the same time. So first things first, Buhhda, you definitely should be reaching out to your fleet Discord. 100%. It will make your life easier. Even if you're consistently hitting this top 5, it is just super, super, super easy. And it makes it's like a quality of life change because people are going to end up hitting you less. People are going to end up hitting you a lot less, and it just makes your life a lot easier. We have, where are you? You're on YouTube. So if you go onto our Discord and you type in this, it'll bring up a 4-minute video on how to do that. which is super simple, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Let's see what we got going on. As far as streaming, once the school year starts, streaming-wise, we will probably end up going back to only Sundays, and during times where I have off from school. Video-wise, I do my filming at 5 in the morning. So it shouldn't affect the important videos. Rey, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Interesting. Just these two right now. You can definitely do Places of Power at CT3 with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. It's on auto, it's slow to do, it is a pain in the butt. You have to wait an hour while it's on auto basic. So I don't always really recommend people do it, but it is possible to do. Let's see what we got here. These bounty hunters. Okay, these guys are good. Military might. Oh, she's a rebel. She's a da-da bitch. She's a da-da. Interesting. You doing this with clones? Oh, well, actually, you could do CT2, really. With what you have. Yeah, I could see it. Jedi. Okay. So Fanatical Devotion, you should be getting up to CT2 relatively easily. Prepping for BKM. How prepped are we? So you have almost a year to do BKM, right? Because it doesn't seem like you've really even started this. Death Watch 1.5. 53, so you're kind of right on target for your guild. When here, let's just see, did you already do these things? Don't even have Commander Ahsoka and Snips. Where's Snips? Okay. Your guild is not getting R9 material yet. I'm just trying to get a vibe check here. Are you for Ahsoka, there's already 2 R9 characters required. You do recognize just how tough that's going to be for you, right? Jar Jar, I don't know if you know this, but on our Discord, we have the Trello board pinned. I have never had to do Proving Grounds, so I have zero experience doing Proving Grounds, but in the GC and Journey Help area, there is a pinned message with the Trello board. Okay, all right, that's good to know. With the different teams that seem to work. But don't you have a 12 million account, or is it an alt account? Yeah, so I do believe there's going to be a third R9. I 100% do. I know Belloc disagrees with me. A few other people disagree with me, but I believe that Fulcrum is going to be an R9, and it's not going to piss me off, but it's going to be annoying for me because I don't even have Fulcrum at Relics yet. So that kind of saves me the time of saying this in long form, so I'll say it in short form. Ahsoka, they're very clearly signaling, is for the mid-late to late game. Oh my god, 8 fucking accounts, man. How? I play 1 account and I get tired of it. They're very clearly signaling this as a later game player and project. And unless you're Cunctator, who is ready to Scrooge McDuck it, it's just not. I don't think it's worth it in either version, but it's not worth it. Yeah, I don't understand people that can do 8 accounts. It's like, it reminds me of those screenshots you'd see when Pokemon Go came out, of the guys in like China with like 20 cell phones attached to their bike and like playing the game and farming. So let's get back on the train for Buhhda, and let's see, now that we know that we are off that train, and let's check out our gear tracker. Let's see where we are, just to get an idea of everything. So Alec, I'm just gonna call you Alex to not be confused. Alex, if your guild is targeting Beskar Mando, or not Beskar Mando, Bo-Katan Mandalore by April of next year, you have a lot of time. I would recommend just slow farming those shards and prioritizing them when you get to them. I would not recommend it as a let's burn through this right now kind of thing. Okay. It looks like you're so close to Ahsoka, but then we remember that we don't have all of the requirements yet. All right. Kunked feels attacked. Wow, okay. Wampa's there. Okay. Some of you guys already know what I'm going to say here. Yeah, you don't even really need to say, because as you get closer, right? As you get closer, you can recognize and go, oh, hey, this guy is getting really close. Let me do this. But yeah, you can kind of do it that way too. Just don't go too crazy with that. Lady Geek, that's actually a really good point that I didn't consider when we're talking about a farming target of April of next year, right? So April of next year, as they start to become accelerated, you can hit that target just by farming them when they get accelerated. That is, I didn't even really consider that. Running around without pants because you're rich. And it really depends on what. It's so strange to me that a guild puts out a target that far in advance. I would never even, I put out targets maybe 3 months maximum in advance. But it's not a bad thing to consider that if you have that much time, you don't really need to farm them yet. What is it that we wanted to do? JMK Leia. How close are you to Cat? How many Commander Ahsoka Tano shards do you have? And if you're not near your game, I don't need an exact amount, just like an idea. Is it like, oh, I'm really close, I'm like 2 months away, or is it like, oh, I've got 10 shards of her, and it's going to take me forever to get there. Okay, you got a while. So here's the thing. I would really throw JMK off of the table. JMK works really well on offense without Cat, but it's the synergy between those two that really makes him a powerhouse, like a powerhouse. it's not worth it, and you're not going to get any real major benefit from having JMK. Leia does have an economy event attached to her, but it's not a great economy event, right? If you really want to think about like winning and you're like, oh, like that's what I want to get to right now is the point where I'm doing really good in this game, you want to think about being able to leverage your resources as I'm just reading Lady Geek stuff, and I'll get to that in a second because I don't disagree with you, and I get where you're coming from. You want to leverage your resources in a way where you are getting more out of what you're getting. And this is why I talk about, and I constantly talk about why JML at Relic 9 is not good for me. Because it'll make the team better, but it will not increase my rewards based on what I need that team to do and what my expectations are. You always have to ask, if you're talking about efficiency, what is that team doing for me to increase my rewards, right? And that's kind of the situation that you're in right now. I will tell you too, and this goes back to what I was saying to Jar Jar before. Where is it? We'll close out Discord for a second. If you go to this GC and Journey Guide help and you hit the pinned messages, there is a Trello board. It is not my Trello board, but it is a Trello board that I'm clicking on, and I know you guys can't. Well, actually, I can just go right back. I can show it to you guys. That is basically lists of teams that can destroy things very, very, very easily. For pretty much, I don't know how updated it is, but it looks fairly updated. For pretty much all of the proving grounds, they are prioritizing the non-GL teams here. This is all about non-GL teams. But SLKR does a really, really, really great job in pretty much all of them. But to go back to your account, you are in this area on your account where you need to really focus on, I don't want to say it because I know you all make fun of me, but you really need to focus on your ROI and on your back end, and you're in that position to do that with Jedi Master Luke and Jabba. And if you really want to get frisky here, you could do JML, Jabba, Profundity, Leia. And they're all in this like ecosystem together where they all synergize with each other in terms of what you need to farm to get them. The one glaring omission here is that you do not have Hermit Yoda even unlocked yet, which you need to kind of start getting on for Jedi Knight Luke. But that's really where you should be in the game right now. It is going to, by the time you unlock Jabba, it will give you a lot of these assault battles at CT3. It'll give you Smuggler's Run 2. It's going to give you two of the best teams for Conquest. JML, who's arguably the best Conquest character, and Jabba, who is like my I win button against any team that says don't use Jedi or Force users. It's an important area to be in, and I don't think you'll be able to finish the entire path of all four of them before you get to the point where you need to start thinking about Bo-Katan Mandalore. But I do think that you can use, you could probably get through to Jabba before you have to pivot over to Bo-Katan. The thing with Leia is out of the four of those things, she's the least important one. She's going to give you the least. Right? She gives you an economy event, but the economy event sucks. And when I say it sucks, I mean, like, when you have it, it's nice. Like, it's free crap. Great. But, like, Smuggler's Run is a good economy event. It is a solid economy event. And that's where you want to be, is in a position where you are getting that. I would never, I saw someone ask, I think it was on the Three Scoundrels, They were asking if now that all of Leia's stuff is becoming accelerated, should she be considered as a first GL for people? And I think absolutely not. You just don't get enough from her to do anything. I would really go with the JML. I would go with the JML into Jabba, into Profundity, into Leia route. And I would pause as each of those BKM characters become accelerated to make sure that you can hit your April target. So go back to what Lady Geek is saying when she's saying, yeah, you should put out a far target. For those of you not on YouTube, she says, I think that's exactly why a guild should put out an April target. If players know what the expectation is, they can slow farm all of the requirements and hoard the gear without spending or interrupting a farm. I don't disagree with any of that at all. I just think at the higher end, and we're not talking about the higher end right now, but at the higher end, I'm so used to people having to pivot more quickly that it's just not something that I do. But I do see how it can be a significant advantage to people to allow for them to work it into their plans more organically. My only fear is that sometimes, I know some guild leaders do this, they'll like check in on your progress on certain things, and they might wonder like, hey, I know we said April, but I see you're not working on it. And to which you just have to communicate appropriately, I have worked into my farming plan, and I will definitely have it before my target. I'm working on it this way because X, Y, and Z. But that's the way that I would do it. Those things are just way more important, and Jedi Master Kenobi is just, he's not an important GL, right? And important and good are different things. He's a very good GL, especially when you have Cat, but he's not an important GL for most people because he doesn't give you a lot of the things that you need at your level of the game. So the one thing that you need to be prioritizing right now is Hermit Yoda and Rolo shards anytime they come through the bounty event. Because remember, you don't actually need Jedi Knight Luke until you're ready for JML. So if you can stall and not have to use Get To towards that, it'll be really, really helpful for you. Yours is already at 6 stars, so you shouldn't be that far away. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. Just, and you're in a 500 million guild, so you are more towards the later end too. I am very communicative with my guild. I typically, we're looking at shorter term things and saying, hey, this is our expectation in the next 4 months. But I think it's just a different style, and one works for some people, one works for other people. Typically, we're not background farm kind of people. We're more, hey, this is what's going on now. We really want to see it done within, and we give reasonable time frames. We're not like, hey, stop everything that you're doing. But once again, as my final thought, I would definitely say head on to Discord. It is !Fleet Discord. It'll pop up a 4-minute video on how to get into contact with your Fleet Discord. As long as your Fleet Discord is pretty chill, and they usually are, it makes your life easier. It makes your life so much easier. We are 5, what are we? I'll tell you right now. We are I'm almost 12 million. I'm 11.96 million. We are 585 right now. And as far as 585 guilds go, we're pretty relaxed, right? People who join my guild, and sometimes they join temporarily, but people who join my guild, they will tell me later, they're like, I'm really surprised that you, like, being so into and doing this stuff, how easy you make things. And I have people message me who joined the guild, and they're like, oh man, I'm really sorry, I failed this mission, and it won't happen again. And I'm like, I don't care. Don't worry about it. Like, it's all right. No big deal. We're very relaxed for a guild of that level. All right, man. Yeah, cheers. It's all coffee right now. Cold coffee. Not iced coffee, cold coffee. But we're still going to drink it. Absolutely. You have to find a guild that fits your style. That's super important. It's very rare that people leave my guild now, because we've built out the community to be people that are looking for what we're looking for. But when people used to leave our guild and be like, hey, I'm looking for more of, this or more of that, and I'm really sorry, I would never fight with people. I'd be like, hey man, best of luck. Like, that's what you're looking for. If that's what you're looking for, then awesome, then great, then do that. I'm happy for you. Let's see. Oh, hey, Fire Marshal. How's it going? Yeah, we're super, super, super relaxed. Obviously, we still want you to get your stuff done. But, like, we're reasonable. We're super reasonable. You know what, Limestone, I have a rule. I have a rule in my restaurant, which is that if two people order nachos, and one person can't take all of the nachos that have all of the stuff on them. But more reasonably, I have a rule about drinking alcohol before I have to teach. And even though it is 6 hours from now, it's just part of me. I won't have anything to drink. So yeah, unfortunately, it is regular coffee today. You might as well. I might not be as much fun. Who knows? We have Posletti here, which is it's my favorite guild. Fortuna favors the bold. I enjoy these guys. They're a lot of fun. I'm on their Discord. They're super nerds. Apparently they play D&D together. I don't love any of my guildmates enough to play D&D with them on a regular basis, which is a lie. I was playing board games with Moonborn yesterday. They're a good group. C Squared knows this. Nobody else knows this, but in my sponsored game that we're playing right now to raise money for a PC, we named our guild after you guys. It is Fortuna Favors Egg. So we did that in love of you guys, and we've had a lot of fun with it. But now let's get on to the review. We got quite a big one here. Let's take a sip. Hey Egg, I'm once again asking for a roster review. Since my last review in April, I think, so longer than I thought, I have unlocked SLKR, JML, and am 2 Zetas off being Riva ready. I also purchased the Gas and Night Sisters bundles. I'm following your advice of JML, Profundity, Jabba. My main question for now is what should I invest in to help with Naboo, because right now my scores are lacking. Obviously, any other tips would be nice. Top 20, that's fine. That's not important for today. Are you coordinating? No. Yes, I recommend coordinating. Assault battles. CT1 is the most important one, and you got CT1 in all of them at the very least. So I am happy about that. What are you currently working on? Profundity and the Jab, are you dead set? Probably because I'm following your advice. Posletti, one thing that I do appreciate here is that you followed up and told me that what my advice to you was, right? Because what ends up happening, and I say this a lot, and when I was talking to Belloc on Tales off the Holotable, I see so many rosters that 48 hours after I've looked at your roster, I don't remember it at all. because I've seen so many of them. So I appreciate you jogging my memory there, and I should ask everybody to do that, really, for secondary ones. A dead set on continuing, probably how highly. I'd like to be efficient, but fancy doing something for the new Ahsoka stuff. Are there any favorite characters you want to prioritize, even though it's probably not smart? I'd like to do Ahsoka or Skull, but currently undecided on what to do next. I want to address that first, Ahsoka versus Skull. Just because it's further out and because we don't have all of the information on that, and we have to kind of talk with a degree of grain of salt on that. Ahsoka already has 2 R9s associated with her. I very much believe there's going to be a third R9. Not everybody believes that. They're very clearly signaling that Ahsoka is going to be more for the much higher end characters. What I will say is, I think that they're releasing 2 teams like that for a reason. I believe that they are clearly signaling Baylan Skoll as the more friendly farm. We don't know what form this epic confrontation will take. Okay, we don't know that yet. It might be more like Gas and Malik, where you need like 10 guys. It might be more like Bo-Katan Mandalore, where you only needed 4. So we don't know what the whole farming structure is going to look like. I am presuming that it is going to be 3 to 4 marquees at Relic 7 and probably nothing more. I think they are basically giving us 2 teams for the next raid. And again, not everybody is believing that the next raid is going to be Peridia themed, but that's my belief. And they are basically saying that if you are at the Ultra end game, get both. And if you are at the mid game and you want to get one of these things, get Baylan Skoll. That is my personal belief right now, and that might change in a month. But that's like, we don't know the information. That's only based on what we have. You know, that's so and again, you're not saying, hey, I have to go for this. But when you're talking about, I really want to do some Ahsoka content and it's this or that, I would personally, as of today, consider Baylan Skoll in your position as being the better option of the 2. Do I think you should do either of them? I don't really think that it's necessary. But out of the 2, I think that that is the more likely. Go over here, and let's actually take a look at what you're doing in this raid, shall we? How is Fortuna Favorable doing in Naboo? Posletti, okay, you're not doing great. The good news is that they changed the raid slightly, so some of your crap scores might bump up in the near future. Raids. We're doing 45. Let's take a look in game. When does my raid start? Battle for Naboo. Ooh, tonight. Nice. Maybe I'll do a raid stream tonight, just for funsies. 45. So you guys are looking at 67 as one of your goals. I would say 90 is probably pretty reasonable as an overall. So we probably want to get us to about 1.5 to 1.8 million points overall for the raid. That would be... I know you love the raid. You do. And I have nothing to do tonight. So maybe I'll do it when I get home from work, and we'll just do the raid and get mad. So let's see. What do we got going on with the raid? action. You know, Belloc, we were talking about you and doing content creation, and this might be a little niche where you don't do full roster reviews, but where you look at people's rosters specifically in terms of the raids, of the different raids, and how they can reach scores in the best possible manner. Just food for thought. Man. Sidious. Where's Newt? Newt is here. I think, strongly consider, and Belloc, I'd love your input on this because you are the raid person. But with where you are right now, I would and by the way, I think that not the cam bundle, the Luminara bundle is coming back too, which is a built-in team right there that really only needs one Zeta. But I'm going to run off the assumption that you're not doing that. And my thought would be that if you were to just do Newt, Sidious, and Darth Maul to Relic 7, they're all GL farms. They're all things you're going to need for a GLs eventually. That's an easy 1.2 to 1.5 right there. And they won't be wasted, right? You won't necessarily, okay, so C Squared is buying you the bundle. He likes to throw his wallet around. There's some like Brookbeck Mountain shit going on here. Yeah, so we're kind of in agreement-ish, right? You are saying just use the rest of your Separatist from your Separatist bundle, and just relic Darth Maul and Sidious. And that's not a bad idea. That might be cheaper than even having to bother with Newt Gunray. Right, so Belloc is on Twitch right now, so you can't see that unless you're reading the very small chat. He's telling you relic Maul and Sidious to R5 to R7, bump B2 to R5, right, and then with that 4-man get about 1,000,000 points, 900 to 1.2. And if C Squared is buying you the Luminara bundle, between that and the B2 team, that's about 2,000,000 points, right? That you're in a good position to get, which puts you at roughly the target that you need to be for your guild to jump a couple of boxes. So that's just something really strong to consider. And if you're buying the cam bundle, I don't know. Well, C Squared, are you buying? I don't know. Are you buying? I need clarification. None of this might shit. Are you buying him the Luminara bundle? Are you buying him the cam bundle? What's going on here? Because if you get both bundles, cam works better in the one team, but also works really well in the Luminara team. And when you don't have to split because you only have one of those teams, you get like your one super team that works just as well. Okay. So C Squared is going to buy you the cam bundle. You should buy yourself the Luminara bundle. If you choose not to buy the Luminara bundle, then I still suggest, and I agree with Belloc here, I'm saying go for the Sithridus 3-man squad. But for you, it would be cheaper to do the Maul and Sidious to R5, B2 led to R5, and then just do that 4-man team. It's that easy. It'll be super quick. That'll take you 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? And then I would stay on your path otherwise, because you're on a good path. That's where you need to be right now. if you want to go for Ahsoka content. If that is something you want to do, I see Baylan Skoll as being the more accessible team from... There you go. You stick it with Lumi, it makes it an auto team. I see them signaling that as being the more accessible Ahsoka content, which is kind of up the, you know, what you're looking for. Does that all make sense? Right? We got a lot of like just very specific questions today that aren't like hey, do a full roster review. So we're kind of like bumping through these things a lot faster than I expected, which I'm not going to complain about. No problem with it. That's it? Perfect. Awesome. Perfect. We're good. Okay. I got a very special roster review coming up. Posletti is a special one too because I love Fortuna. But another one of my favorites is coming up as well. I want to pour myself another coffee, so I'll be back in like a minute to a minute and a half. The one right next. Why are we telling knock-knock jokes without me? I want to be part of the knock-knock joke. I'll wait. I refuse to do another roster review until I get a knock-knock joke that I can be a part of. not kidding. I'll just sit here. Yep. Who is it? You know, it just doesn't work with the delay. With the delay, it messes with things. So we're gonna ignore the door. We're gonna ignore the person at the door. It's probably PSENG telling me that they need to come in and check my gas lines, and I don't want to do that. Oh, I need to hear this. Egg who? I need to know what you came up with. Come on, Tiny Bubbles is waiting. Egg who? Egg who? Egg who? I'm still thinking of a joke. Fucking asshole. All right, we got another fun one up here. Let's just get a time, shall we? 128.00. Okay. So this is another one of my favorite people. They're always around on the Three Scoundrels Discord, and they've made a name for themselves, always asking questions in a very, very specific way. Hey, Eggnards, Tiny Bubbles 24 here from House of the Hut. This is where Bones interjects to say House of the Hut is a shitty podcast, even though he's part of the podcast. Lots of things have kind of gone off the rails since the last time he did a roster review for me. Gungans and other things flooded the holotable. So now I ask if once I finish Jar Jar and Reva, do I continue with my original path, being Jabba once I finish my main projects? My other thought is taking a detour in order to farm Pow and Master MSQ. I mean MJQ? Master MQJ? And Master Qui-Gon just for the assault battle alone. My fleet shard consists of multiples of each of the three main fleets, but I'm able to get first almost every day. My fleet has a main Discord we discuss each day, how to allow everyone to get a chance at one. Now that's actually more involved than any fleet Discord that I've seen. My fleet Discord, we barely... Oh, I want a bacon, egg, and cheese now, man. We don't discuss anything. We just have a thing. So, but it's kind of cool if you guys are super friendly. Most of them are done. Ground War CT2, Secrets and Shadows CT1, Fanatical Devotion CT2. I'm currently working on getting all the Gungans on R7 for the raid. Eventually R8 for the highest difficulty tier. So that's actually R9. Then get Reva done, end to R9. Also start the Jedi Knight Luke grind so that I can get Jabba. I am dead set on it because they're going to be pivotal teams that help me in my quest to get to Kyber 1 eventually. My entire purpose of playing this game is having fun, but I enjoy being competitive. That's what brings me the most joy from the game. The only fun thing I can think of is taking every Imperial Trooper to Relic 5 because I just love all of their teams. Oh, this is interesting. Europu. Oh, you see what you did there. Asshole. Let's see. I'm gonna have to tag this stream as not safe for kids. Discord. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Kyber 4. 9. You don't have Jedi Master Luke at 9 million? My God. And all counter meta teams. What? Is this how we're doing this? Crazy 4 GL at R9 and none of the ones you need. Oh, none of the ones. What do we got? And only Executor. Okay, listen, we need to have an intervention, Tiny Bubbles. This is very important. You are on a quest to Kyber 1. with a 9 million account that only has 4 GL and 1 GL ship. What the fuck? I feel like Ashton Kutcher is gonna knock on my door now. And he's just gonna be like, you're being punked. And I know that half of my audience is too young to even know what punked is. God. Oh, what the fuck? Bubbles, I love you. I really do. But like, okay. Whew. I don't like to roast rosters. I don't like to roast rosters. I don't like to roast rosters, and I love Tiny Bubbles. Oh my God. I just need a second. Okay. I'm good, I think. I just want to see what's up with these assault battles, the ones that we haven't finished yet, just to get an idea if there's anything that's already there. Ground War. We don't have Jedi Knight Luke yet. You can actually do Ground War with Jedi Master Kenobi. I've seen it done. It's just really, really, really fucking hard. So I wouldn't waste your breath doing that. Secrets and Shadows. No merit, and so we're not doing that at CT3. Great Mimes? Fanatical Devotion. I've always loved your account, Fire Marshal. I have, man. Like, there's no reason to roast your account. I've seen it on multiple occasions. There's a reason that I asked you, I said, hey, why don't you join my guild, right? I don't just ask anybody to join Awakened Mandalorians. Fanatical Devotion, you should be able to do it CT3 with the correct modding once you have Third Sister. Once Reva is done, you should be okay there. So the other two don't necessarily worry about right now. Let's check out House of the Hutt. How you guys doing? And this is you and Bones' guild, right? And all of those people. So you guys are all in a guild together. I see Aussie Mike. Baroness is there. Let's see. If we mention Baroness 3 times, it must be spoken unbroken. Where is Zavor when I need him? Unholy Baroness. Unholy Baroness. Unholy Baroness. Okay, let's see. 8.5, 85, so we're looking... I mean, you guys went from 43 to 85, so that on its own should be pretty good. If we go for that 135 divided by 50, we probably want to get... I mean, the tough thing to say is we want to get between 1.8 and 2.7. Pervert slid into your DMs. Depending on how much further your guild is planning to go, right? Because you've already doubled your score. So how much more you guys can get out of it is really... that's going to depend. It's 130. Okay, so 2.6. See, I do like exact numbers, but I find I don't remember them. You are doing 1.2. Okay. It's not bad. Let's check out this raid stuff. Let's see where we're at with this. Where are our Gungans? Our Gungans are at 7. Now, I guess my question here is, you said you're going to get them to R8 to max them out, but R9 is the max. But in reality, you don't even need to do that. If you bring your, to R9 I mean, if you bring your Gungans to R7, right? So Buhhda, get him to R7. Where is, you don't even have Jar Jar, so you have to wait 3 months for that anyway, right? Oh no, he's here, okay. So if you bring these guys to R7, that is 1.8 right there off the bat. Whereas you don't have Quad May, so you would just be doing these guys for the assault battle. Sidious, Maul. Again, like, you could hit your guild's target just by bringing the Jar Jar team to R7. So if you bring all 5 of them to R7 and 3 of them are already there, it looks like. So 2 more characters to R7. You'll be doing 2.7, I think it is. 2.8, somewhere around there. 2.6. Goes 2.7 it is. You'll be doing 2.7. And then if you use, like, Darth Maul lead, Darth Sidious, and Newt as a 3-man team, and you're going to have to remod for that one, you'll be able to get another 1 to 1.2 million. You'll be way above your guild's target, right? So you can basically do this without going too terribly crazy in terms of over prioritizing things. I think that with Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon, I think there's more important things for you to work on right now. I could see the argument of getting them both to 5 stars, because if you get them both to 5 stars, you can kind of passively build them over time with 2 different tiers of shards, right? Because I think it's 3 and 4. It's at 3 and 4. So I could see the argument for getting these guys to 5, but I don't think that they're a priority. I really, really, really seriously believe that if you are someone that wants to do the whole Kyber dominance thing, you need to get into the whole Jedi Master Luke, Jabba, Profundity, Leia, and just knock those out. Like, you have to. Now, at 9 million, it seems like you're not getting every Conquest character, because it looks like you don't have Quad May, but you do have Bane. So you're probably hitting them in like a 5 to 6 month time frame instead of a 3 month time frame, which is still acceptable. I think I would do Jabba first in that group. Right, you're gonna have to farm them. You could probably do it as slow farms, really. Halloween Leia, Hermit. We got Hermit. We have Wampa. Where was Rebel Officer Leia? You have her. Basically, you are a player that wants to get to that end. You're a player that wants to get to the point where they are performing at a high level. But the tools that really allow you to get there are missing from your account in an insane way. If I saw your account fighting me in K2, I would be like, easy win, what the fuck is going on? It's great that you can hit first in fleets, but fleets really does make or break a higher end Kyber account. And Jabba make or breaks your mods. And JML is going to just kickstart your conquest so that you can do those cheaper and easier. I almost think... See, I told you, Nena, man. I told you, like, I still buy ramen literally for that trick. It's just like a quick, cheap snack that I eat sometimes. Just as like a nostalgic thing, and like it hits good. I don't usually use the seasoning packet anymore because I'm getting older and salt and sodium, but I'll throw some spices in there and shuffle it up. It's great. But back to this, I would go. Normally, I would tell people to go JML, Java, Profundity, Leia. I think for you, I would actually say go Java, Profundity, JML, Leia. Because it doesn't seem like not having JML is hurting you as much as it does for other people. And it is going to be important for speeding things up for you. But I do think you need to start thinking about a second capital ship in the epic capital ship space. Because I'm telling you, we will be seeing a fleet meta shift Q1 of 2025. And you are so fundamentally behind when it comes to the fleet meta. You are in the counter meta, and the counter meta is great, and the counter meta is useful, and it's awesome for certain things, but you need to start thinking about the meta. So yeah, I would just do Gungans to R7, do the Sithradists. You'll meet your goal for your guild. You'll meet a goal that I've put in for your guild, right? Which is the 130 box, and you're still 2 boxes away from that. So, your guild might not even try to meet that goal at any point. I would say Gungans to R7. I would say I don't really necessarily think Reva needs an R9. Mine is, what is mine? I think mine is R7. I can see doing Reva to R9 if you want to play GAC at a really high level. And I understand that that's something that you want to do, but you're not there yet, and it's not going to fundamentally change anything for your account yet. And I think that there's other projects that are going to more fundamentally change your account in the short term before you get to that point. So if I had it my way, I would Gungans to R7. I would Newt to R7, right? Because if I remember correctly, that's the only missing piece of your puzzle here. Yeah. Gungans to R7, Newt to R7. I would really strongly consider just doing Reba to R7 for right now. I would prioritize Java. I would go after Profundity so you can start slow farming those shards. Then I would go for JML, and then I would go for Leia, and that'll put you in a really, really, really nice position. She doesn't get the that's interesting. Only the standard. I didn't know that, Fire Marshal. That's interesting. So Reva is not even getting the right protection boost at R9 like other tanks. So there you go. Like, it's not, right? It's not going to fundamentally change anything for you. It might have if you were an 11 million account in K2 trying to push K1 and had everything else, but you're not there yet. You're like on the cusp of it. You need to get yourself there. That's probably because she was an attacker, and then they decided to change her to tank. That would be my headcanon. That's almost certainly what they did. All right, so Tiny Bubbles, I appreciate you stopping in. I hope you're not offended by my little rant in the beginning. I do love you very much. You are one of my favorite things when I guest host on Three Scoundrels. I look forward to your questions every single time. And I'm hoping that like Bones will let you ask. Will let you ask a second. Well, I guess Avant will let you ask a second question on the stream, because I was sad that we didn't get that last night. Reva's a tank. She taunts and everything. You would think though, right? But she also dies like 4 times and keeps coming back every single time. So, you know, that's the way to go. All right, let's see. Christian. I like Christian. He slides into my DMs all the time. Let's change this source up. Go on to Discord. Nice guy. Yeah, I've seen the stuff with Plo as a tank and he can't taunt. One of the things we have to remember is that the game was in a very different place when Plo came out. And also Leia doesn't taunt either, but her kit is focused around a different kind of taunting, which is kind of cool. But Plo should probably have a taunt. What's up, Egnards? I think last time you reviewed mine, I was finishing up my Lightspeed bundle, Alt Zeta grinds, and I finished a good majority of my farms to a degree I'm happy with. I need to clean up some teams, but not really sure what to prioritize over what. I'm close to JMK and C, but have also started invested into Ahsoka's R9 to my snips. She lives with my JML now. My gas was R8 before announcement, so I'm actually up to date with most except the marquees. I get those when I get those. My fleet shard is just 7-star Executor and Profundity right now. I haven't really been overly sloth on farming Leviathan. Just not overly focused on it either. I don't like to refresh for crystals. Profundity drove me nuts, but Leviathan is ass until 7. That is very true. That's why you want it as soon as possible, so that you can get those free shards every month. My fleet shard is well coordinated. We have one shithead who actively tries to snipe us, but we manage. Fuck that shithead. If the shithead who's fucking with Christian's fleet shard is here, fuck you. Fuck Bones, and fuck you, and fuck Tassanex. But mostly fuck you. Rebel Roundup done. Forest Moon CT2 done. Secrets and Shadows CT1. Fanatical Devotion CT2. Currently working on JMK requirements, G12 pieces, finalizing Hondo to put on my Dash GAC team. Other than that, I'm kind of chilling right now. I just finished Quad Mate Trio to R9 for Raid and Duel of the Fates on Sim ASAP, and I got Gungans to R5. All Zetas except Bombardier, so no Raid Omicron. You don't need the... I'm going to tell you right now, I have the Raid Omicron just for giggles because I was going to do them all, except I cannot support a GC Omicron. But you don't need the Omicron. It does make it just a little bit more reliable, but it is a fairly reliable team to use. Rando, good morning. How's it hanging? Some rando walks into the stream. Ouch. You get it? My purpose is simple. I'm a high-functioning autistic adult whose special interest is Star Wars. This game is my way of connecting to this. I've read a lot of the Dr. Aphra comics and would like to gear up her requirements at some point. JMK, LV are on my short list, but like, that's my opinion, man. Wait, can I say that again? But like, that's just my opinion, man. I do like succeeding in GAC, and my guild has a solid win rate in TW. We do 32 stars in TB, and all have Revo, all working on... I don't know why I keep reading Beskar, BKM as Beskar Mando, but it's obviously Bo-Katan Mandalore and Jedi Knight Cal. Yeah, it's the summer, so I get to do things a little bit more. Sundays are usual brunch, and we'll do one on Sunday as well. I'm ahead of the curve on. I don't know, man. Do your worst. I'll be sure to tune in when you stream. And as always, thanks for your time. I hope Christian's here. He usually says hi, so I imagine that he's not. This was probably caught him off guard just because I normally do not stream on Fridays. But we're doing it today because I got nothing to do and I wanted to get ahead of this stuff. I don't know anything about Aphra in terms of the comics or anything. I don't read a lot of the books or the comics. I read some of them. So I don't really know much about her, but in terms of the game, she's very much a luxury that you don't need. Not you, C squared, unless you have an alt account. and she's a luxury that you don't need, but we're talking less about need here. We're talking more about, hey, this is like a prioritized like favorite character, and that's a different thing. I would like to believe that Christian is lying to me about his name and he's actually Jim Carrey, because that would be very funny to me that I've been communicating with Jim Carrey all of these months without even knowing about it. 10 million. Chew Booty. I like the name. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. See, Tiny Bubbles, this is what a 10 million account should look like. A little bit low on the GLs, but you have the important ones. We have these two. Leviathan, once again, I hate having to spend so many crystals on refreshes, but that's the case in point to getting it earlier rather than later, is that when you don't need it, you can let it upgrade. He might be your twin. It's very possible. Are you in Chubuti? You're doing pretty nicely on this raid, I gotta say. 6 million. Okay. I'm here for that. Oh, nice. You are doing... Be like, hey, we're talking about you. You are doing well beyond the means that your guild needs for this raid, so don't prioritize it anymore. You're doing 6 million. Your guild is going to want to get to the 130 box, which is 2.6 million per person. Even if they push to the 235 box, or the 265 box, that's 5.3 a person. You're way ahead of the game. Do not over prioritize here. You're already doing very nicely. You're doing way more than your guild expects of you. Gungans, yeah. So all at R5, right? Like you could say, oh, take those Gungans a little bit higher, but you don't need to. If you do it for GAC or something, but you do not need to do that at all. You have the trio. It's very nice here. I like it. Let's check out our tools. Have that. Sith Eternal. We're very close to Sith Eternal. Where is JMK? JMK. Okay. About Leviathan, about 800. I think you mentioned Ahsoka. Where are you comparatively? So not bad from what we have so far. BKM. Did I read this right? I could have swore I read something about working on Bo-Katan Mandalore and Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. This is about 4 days ago, so maybe you unlocked it and we're talking about gearing up the character herself. Let's see. Yes, okay, so you did that. Perfect, you're there. What about Cal? Perfect, you're there with Cal Kestis. Excellent. Commander Ahsoka. All right, perfect. Now, so you're in an interesting position because you're in a position... yeah, I hate this set of DCs too. There's just so much, and I'm over it. 100% over it. You're in a position where you could choose to go for older things while also choosing to go for newer things. Everybody's like, I want to go for Ahsoka, I want to go for Ahsoka, I want to go for Ahsoka. And in almost every case, I tell people, don't go for Ahsoka. You are in the opposite position. You are a little bit light on the GLs, but you're in a position where you definitely can go for Ahsoka. Without it really fundamentally hurting or altering your account in a bad way. You have Malgus. Okay. Let's check out. We have Fury class. Did I not look at Gear Tracker? I think it was 8 something. Okay. All right. Okay. So, I think that for the most part, you are making the right choices. Oh, actually, before I even say anything, let's just kind of take a gander at our Afra, because I recognize that that is a fun project for you, like something you want to do. Let's do it this way to see what those guys are looking like. So Hondo's getting up there. BT1, you have him at 7 stars. 0, no, that's a 9. Have him at 7 stars. Don't tell me. Hondo, BT1, 000, and don't tell me who is the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Guys, when I say don't tell me, I want you to tell me. Let's see who can do it first. Hondo, BT1, trip 0s, and it's not that one. She is part of SK. Guys, I need the 4th. It's not Talon. It's probably at the bottom of your roster somewhere. Sana Staros, there we go, thank you. You know, I forget I like how you all typed it really fast. I forget about Sana even being in the game because nobody uses her for anything. Okay, currently working on JMK. Finalizing Hondo, chillin', just finished Squad May. Do you have Seer up yet for the Zepho mission? Yes, you do. Okay, so I would be, because you want to go for Ahsoka, I'd be slow farming Ahsoka stuff right now. Yeah, slow farming as it comes out. Nothing is farmable right now. I would not over prioritize it. I personally, what I'm going to be doing, and you might want to do too, is that when the first character becomes farmable, Drunk Trooper, okay, not Nitro, Drunk Trooper, when the first character becomes farmable, I'm going to be 10 battling it a day. Okay, so 1x farming it. When the second character comes out, I'm going to 2x farm it, so 15 battles. And then when the third character comes out, I am going to 3x farm it, so 20 battles. That's typically what I do for a new GL when I want to be on top of it. And I don't expect to get them on day 1. I do expect to get them within like a month or 2, and it seems like you're kind of in that same boat in terms of farming. But you do have time right now because that's not going to over prioritize your relics, which means that you are in a position where you can fundamentally choose what you want to do. I would say, you know, when people want to do things for fun, it's hard for me to tell them when to do it or where to do it because that's not how I play the game, and I'm not in your brain, I'm not in your mind and how much a character means to you or doesn't mean to you. So what I will tell you is that you are in a position in the game where you have built out a well-rounded roster and you have built out most of the ROI that your account needs. You have Third Sister, so you can definitely do Fanatical Devotion at CT3 with some remodding. I just say that because I'm looking at your Discord message right now that says it's at CT1. What I would say is do JMK because you have Cat and it's going to give you a really amazing delete team for every game mode. I personally would be doing Leviathan next because you can more slowly farm it over time since you don't need it right now. Right? I understand hating refreshing the tiers, and that's why it becomes important to get it sooner so you have less refreshing you have to do, and you just let it sit in the background until you need it. I would recommend maybe refreshing it once a month, and that makes it less of a daunting task. So I think I would do JMK, Leviathan, then Afra. And honestly, with Leviathan and Afra, you could probably get away with doing them both at the same time, prioritizing gear towards Leviathan, and as you get to relic onlys, starting prioritizing the gearing for Afra. While you're doing that, I would be following that 1x, 2x, 3x system on Ahsoka. I don't know if you should be going for Ahsoka and Baylan Skoll together. It's taking on a lot of projects. But at the very least, you could be slow farming Baylan Skoll's requirements as they come out so that you are prepared for them when you need to. Your account is in a pretty good spot right now. Right? So I think when I talk about the path I would take, I would do JMK, Leviathan, Ahsoka. When I talk about the path I think you should take, it would be JMK, Leviathan, Afra, Ahsoka. But I don't think that there is a wrong answer because of where your account is. So if you wanted to stop everything and do Afra right now, I don't think it would fundamentally hurt your account as much as maybe you think it might, even though it might be a little bit less efficient than doing things another way. Otherwise, I think you're good, right? I think you're in a great position. I think you got a pretty decent account. Again, a little light on the GLs, but overall your teams, your important teams are in good order. You are at the higher end. Your ROI is essentially everything right now. You have everything that you need to have. And that's the position in the game where you can make the choices that you want to make. Again, Afra is really a luxury. She is very good, but not a requirement. For you, it's somebody that's like, hey, this is somebody that resonates with me. So go for it. Right? Do it, go for it, get it done. So here's what we're going to do. I know some of you are in stream right now. I have a few more roster reviews here, and I do feel just a tiny bit bad because I know you guys have been on. Hopefully you're listening to me because you like me. I am going to hold off on the two that I have left right now, Oroko and Oni, for Sunday, just because we are very light on game content right now. It is the no game content week. So literally all I have for brunch is roster reviews. So I apologize if you were hoping for it today, but I never promised it to you anyway. But we'll definitely knock that out Sunday morning, and I will have a more spiked coffee for that to have a little bit of fun. And we'll get through the stuff that we need to get through. I need to go find myself some lunch and then play and then go play my silly little game to make PC money. So have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys on Sunday. I might see you tonight, actually. I don't know. Bellox got to convince me on whether I want to do a raid stream or not. But I'll see you guys either tonight or on Sunday. Maybe even tonight just for GAC because I'm bored and I got nothing else to do. So have a great rest of your night. I'll see you guys for brunch on Sunday. Peace out.